Hello friends and welcome to another replay analysis. This time we are taking a look at a Legend 1, very recently Legend 1, congratulations, Oracle player here. Now, we are still trying our shorter format a bit, so we'll see how this plays out. But fortunately, you have one very specific question, and that is, how can you end the game earlier? I like that. It means we can be a little bit more focused, so we're going to actually brush through the lane a little bit today. We will probably play on ×2 speed a bit here and just see how things go, because when you're looking to end the game, we're going to be interested around the 10 to 20 minute mark, really, around there. That is when stuff really starts to happen, or when you want stuff to actually happen. If you're trying to end the game, that is when it's like, all right, let's go get some towers, let's set ourselves up to break high ground, things like that. You know what? I don't play enough Oracle to know. I was deciding if it was worth Fortune's Ending yourself there, but I actually don't know if you want to chase the Ogre that much. Maybe just be in lane. Again, we're not too worried about this stuff, though. Harassing the Bloodseeker a bit here. Almost getting a kill, actually. Probably gonna have to pull here. Ogre's there, though. Fair enough. You tried. That's the right thing. You knew you had to do it, and Ogre stopped you. No big deal. Guys, if this happens to you in your games, don't feel bad. Because obviously we try to pull. That's what we want. I actually really like what you did there. I don't know if this is intentional or not. So sometimes you just need to pull the wave to get equilibrium back. And there's multiple ways that can work. Either your creeps get killed off here, or at least weakened, or you just delay them getting back to the wave. Like even the Kobold camp, which sucks, at least it delays them from getting back into the lane, and that can help with equilibrium. So here, I don't know if this is intentional or not. I like that you walked into your creep camp once you realized the pull wasn't going to happen, because sometimes if he walks too close and hits you, it actually draws the aggro of the creeps over, and then they follow him. And now he cannot fight you, right? He's not going to fight a full creep wave and an Oracle by himself. And you see how he's winning this trade? Because he wins the one-on-one, but when the creep wave is there, you're good. So I like this while you're poking at him. And immediately think about that pull, though, actually. I think you could have done this 247 pull here instead of chasing so far. Or, if we go back... Oh, you already ate your last tango. Well, if you hadn't eaten your last tango, you could cut one of these trees and pull the creeps this way to pull. And that might give you a chance to get one of these pulls off when he isn't expecting it. He's standing here to stop a pull, and you pull this way, and then he has to run over, but by that time they've already aggroed. Mostly just fighting Ogre this lane, looks like. Honestly, I don't hate that. Would I have TP'd home, though? I think maybe you should just walk home and TP out. Because look what happens when you TP'd here. Just got that kill. Actually, let's go back into that. So, you just got this kill here. Alright. What do you need to do right now? Well, you do need to heal, so that's kind of your major goal. But then look at the lane. You know, are you really needed here at this moment? Probably not. You know, Lifestealer on his way back to lane, he could attempt to pull. I guess he's a little too late for this pull. You know, but he can come to the lane, and then later, if he needs to, he can do his own pull or do a hard camp pull. Either way. He can sort of play the lane for the next, 15, 20 seconds while you walk back to base. There's nothing urgent for you to do right now. But there could be something urgent for you to do in, say, 20 seconds. You might TP mid to refill the bottle. Or maybe some kind of gank goes on and you have to respond. Maybe they're diving this tower. Maybe they're diving Lifestealer up here. I think if you have the option to, I prefer to like run home, especially because you've got this Windlace, and then TP out. Maybe you still walk out. I don't know. Maybe nothing's happening and you decide I'll just walk out anyways and still save my teleport. That's fine. But you know, you're full health now. You TP'd home, you're full health. Oh, now I can do things in 30 seconds when I get there, you know? So I think walk back and then be ready to TP out. That order is preferable. It'll vary. You know, if you were about to die there, then... And actually about to die, like the damage over time spell is on you and you will die and there's only a few seconds to react, then yeah, TP home. But in that case, you were fine. And I think you should have just walked home. Gonna finally get a pull off here. Not sure if you're going for the full wave or half the wave. I would have been okay with the half wave here because look how big this creep wave is. It'll be nice. And Lifestealer's at half health. He has a Tango and a Bracer, but it would be nice if he had some creeps to tank for him. So if you were going for the half pull and just messed it up, that's okay. But maybe consider that. Maybe take a look at the creep wave. If it looks like a pretty big wave, you might want to leave a couple creeps for Lifestealer and just grab the last two. And in fact, if you didn't pull there, it would have been okay as well. Because you have 4 creeps going to lane, and you had like 5 or 6 creeps in the enemy wave. It would have balanced out pretty nicely near the tower. And gently pushing towards you. And then you could have just stacked that creep wave or gone for the rune. Or, I'm sorry, stacked the small camp or gone for the rune. But just some slight optimization stuff. Overall, this laning looks okay so far. Net worth-wise, Lifestealer's not doing the greatest. So, you know, maybe we could have done a few more pulls or something. But at the same time... Oh, there we go. Okay, so it looks like you were trying to do the half pull. Ogre has been stopping you from doing these kind of pulls, though, so I don't really blame you. Queen of Pain's coming up here. Nice. Looks like Bloodseeker's gonna get away. That's okay. What are you gonna do? Right back to pulling. Alright, you've got your ward. You're approaching the point where we might consider leaving. And so I want to see you... I hope you sentry first, I think. Let's see what you're gonna do. Okay. Great stuff. For everyone else, it's important to place a ward so that Lifestealer is safe. And I wanted him to sentry first because, you know, what if they have a ward there and then you just... They see you ward and then they de-ward you. So first off, they've removed your ward. They get gold for that. And now Lifestealer's not safe. So we didn't accomplish our goal. So it's important to sentry first. Make sure that they don't see you placing a ward. Or to remove any of their vision, and then you have to place your ward somewhere else a little bit, but still protect Lifestealer. Then you ward, and now you're safe to leave. Now we know Lifestealer should feel very comfortable in this area. Bit of overlap. I think you just missed that this ward was there. If you saw this was here, I would not ward here. This is kind of unnecessary to have 2 wards like that. Queen of Pain doesn't need to see both sides, really. Even against a Pudge, she should just play on the side she couldn't see. This is why Lifestealer's very safe as long as he has a bit of vision. I don't think you even need to be up here. I think you can leave that ward and Lifestealer will get it on his own eventually. I think you should be bottom right now. So speaking of how can we make the game go a little faster, this is, I said 10 minutes, but it's around this time when you can leave the lane. I think this is about time where you could head bottom. You've got a Night Stalker at night. He's very strong. Silencer loves getting kills because he gets smarter. The enemy team gets worse. And we can start pressuring objectives. Well, maybe you're going to get this Bloodseeker kill. I guess it's not bad. But it's not an objective. That Bloodseeker kill is not going to get you an objective up here. And I guess Lifestealer is farming decently. But I am a little scared of the Lifestealer versus Troll matchup. I think it's worse for Troll to have a good time than it is to like let both of them have a good time. Sorry, I don't know what I just said there. I don't think you want both heroes to have a decent time farming. I think you specifically want Lifestealer to have a good time farming and not Troll. So I don't think you want to be like up here securing Lifestealer's farm when he's like he's already farming decently and you are just making him farm a little better by being up there. I think you want to be bottom, making Troll's life miserable. So a bit of inventory management stuff going on here. My advice, by the way, would have been to drop the Iron Branch on the floor, immediately use the tome, and then pick it up again. Double kill for Troll, it looks like. So that's no good. I'm glad you're putting a sentry there to check if they have vision, but I don't actually think you need a ward here. I want you to play down here, and that means you're going to push further up, and that means you don't actually need to see this area back here. Because you already have one ward there to kind of see... I guess it doesn't scout Pudge that well. But if you see Pudge leaving mid, you'll kind of know like which direction he walked. So I don't think you need this defensive ward back here. I think you want this ward to be further up. Actually, specifically to see like if Pudge TPs behind the trees and then hooks someone in. You want to try to place a ward to see that. So Night Stalker came back here, but Silencer went top. Let's see what's happening there. Yeah, you see how like Lifestealer's farming okay. I don't want you guys up here anymore. I want you guys like, and mid is a tough kill. Queen of Pain and an Oracle versus a Pudge, like that's very tough. But with a Night Stalker and a Silencer against like a Troll and a Jakiro, like this is the most playable lane. And this is when you can start thinking about how can we end the game sooner. It is playing to end the game sooner, such as taking the tower's bottom and making sure the enemy hard carry is weaker so that he can't fight us. Where are you? See, yeah, you're still up here. Let's see when you finally get back to the bottom lane, because right now this is still like helping the Lifestealer farm marginally better. And you are saving the Queen of Pain here, but you could have TP'd here. You know, if you were bottom, saw this dive, you could have TP'd mid, saved her, and then walked back to bottom, or maybe defend mid, whatever you need to do. Pudge kill, okay. Night Stalker dies though. And just one kill on the Pudge is not enough to really turn this into anything. And also I want to point this out. So you've warded the high ground again on your side. These are defensive wards that can be okay in some games. Thinking about your question, like how do we end earlier? It means we need to play aggressively. We need to be pushing buildings, forcing objectives really, if we're strong enough. And with a Night Stalker, I would say you guys, Night Stalker, Queen of Pain, like I think you guys can while Lifestealer farms a bit. We need aggressive vision to do that. We need to be able to see like back here so that if a Pudge TPs, he doesn't hook one of us under and kill our push. You know, if he hooks you or a Silencer and they die under this tower, can you really push anymore? Not really. The push is dead until everyone's respawned. So we need a ward to see that. Maybe we need a ward back here. I guess you have this one. You know, to see the mid Pudge rotating. He doesn't TP. He decides to walk down. They're going to defend this tower. We don't want to take a bad fight, so we back off, play it safe. Maybe we go and intercept Pudge over here, kill Pudge. Now we can come take this tower. But this is a very defensive ward. This is like, I have a Drow or a Terror Blade or something, a Sven who's still farming. They're trying to farm these Ancients here, and I want to make sure the enemy team doesn't come and invade us. In this case, I don't care. Let them waste time coming up here, right? Pudge wanders up here trying to invade this jungle, and he finds no one because maybe he finds Lifestealer. He's not going to kill Lifestealer. Okay, so who cares? Now we see Pudge there. I guess we can push knowing he's over here, but isn't that, like, kind of weird? Like, wouldn't you have seen Pudge leave this lane and, like... What am I saying? I guess if you have a ward here and you have a ward here, you can feel fairly confident that I don't see Pudge, so we can push this tower. Versus like, oh, I see Pudge, but he's in this really weird part of the map, and I don't know why we would ever need that, or like why he should be there. So if you think you can apply pressure early, you need to save at least some of the wards to be used aggressively. Right now, 2 of these are very defensive wards, and you have one that's decently aggressive. Back here in a defensive location. You know how there's that saying, like, dress for the job you want, not the one you have? Dota positioning is a little similar. You know, like, be in the part of the map where you want things to happen. If you want to pressure towers and try to force the game at a faster tempo, you need to be there. You know, if you want to just watch people farm, then you will be there. What you are positioning right now is like, I just want to defend people who get dove. I want to save my Queen of Pain. I want to, you know, heal up my Lifestealer while he farms, and I just want to sit here and secure that farm. Some games, that's okay. But in this kind of game, nighttime Night Stalker, I know it just turned nighttime, but you know, he has his ult sometimes. Right? You know, Night Stalker, decently strong hero with his ultimate or nighttime. Queen of Pain can rotate. Silencer, pretty strong. And you were asking, like, how do we end the game earlier? It's like, well, let's go position somewhere where we can take towers. You guys are all mid now, but actually this is a perfect example. Pudge is not a good D pusher, but Pudge is a good push killer by killing heroes. And coming up mid-river is very scary because, well, you just can't see, right? When you guys try to push in the river, you actually don't have vision of the hill unless you place a ward here or here, but that only sees a little bit. It's always a little scary because you never know where, like, Pudge is exactly unless you approach from another angle, ward it up, and then even then it's still a little scary because you can't see into trees. That's why mid can be hard to push against the Pudge. That's why I think bottom is a safer place to push, even if you're still worried about a Pudge, because you never go into a low ground river style terrain. You can always see on the same ground, and with a ward you can spot where Pudge is, at least for this area. And if he's back here, you can play around that, just like you can sort of play around here. If you see everything else, you keep creeps in between yourselves. You can do the same thing. If you're worried about these trees here and you have creep waves here, you guys kind of like stay over here. Quelling Blade, cut some of these trees so you can like play this area. And that's just something that's not really available when you have to like walk down here, and like, as we can see, you don't see anything. It's very scary. If mid was someone more killable, I wouldn't mind this. Someone not as tanky as a Pudge. Pudge is very tough to kill. Yeah, hey, look at that. Hooked under tower, push is dead. Mid is, it's like deceptively hard to push against Pudge. You wouldn't think it because he has no D push, but it's the way he kills heroes. This is very deep. I know you're coming to place an aggressive ward, but the timing is a little off. It ended up putting you kind of out of position there. But so far, it looks like a pretty even game, and in fact, we've lost the first tower. I think your advantage will come up sooner, though, based on your post. So I think you'll have an advantage sooner, around 25-minute marks, and the game still went to like 40 minutes. So we'll see how that plays out. And just to be clear, I don't expect you guys to be like taking every tower. You're not like some Chen lineup with like a God, I don't even know, a Chen with Beastmaster lineup who's gonna like, we should be at tier 2s pushing tier 3s right now. But still, you can speed up the tempo. This tower could have fallen like 5 minutes ago or something if we just came down here and kind of played around here, instead of like, you know, chilling here, watching people farm, constantly starting something mid, even though nothing was really gonna happen mid. Now these wards, I like this. This is aggressive. This means your next play should be in this area. So I don't mind this mid tower, but if you guys make your way up to this tier 1 top, I don't like that. I think you should be down here because you have solid vision right now. So faster game, what do we need to do? Stop the troll from farming, make space for our lifestealer to farm, pressure objectives. We have good vision to pressure objectives in this lower half. We can do that. Though the downside of that in this game is that troll can do Roshan fairly early. This troll probably not. His item build is not meant for it. He'll do it later. But if you left him enough time, they could. Did you have to be a little careful of that if you guys only play down here? That's why if you had a choice, playing in this top half might actually be a little better. Focusing on taking mid towers and stealing jungle farm and poking here, and keep vision in this area because that keeps you closer to Roshan. But honestly, at this bracket, it feels like people don't prioritize Roshan very much at all. So maybe it's not really a real consideration for you. You know, in the same way, the first tower fell at like 15 minutes or something, which people are just slow a bit. So like right now, I I suspect both your team and the enemy team are not really thinking about Roshan. In which case, maybe what I just said is not an issue. Maybe you can still play bottom, and you won't really be punished for it. It's a little weird for you to run in first. Oracle is the backline support. I know he's infested in you, but, like, I don't know. Going in first is just asking for trouble. I think you should you should just tell him to get out. Tell Night Stalker to go in first. I don't think you want to be the one on the front lines here. We kill the troll. Pretty good fight for us. Oh, you got killed, though. Pop quiz, what should we do? Oh, he's going Relic. I didn't expect that. He doesn't have a medallion either, or a Vlad's. I was gonna say Roshan might be possible now. Especially if you were alive, you can disarm Roshan and heal up teammates. If you were alive, I would tell your team to do Roshan, especially if he had, not saying that he has to, but like if he did have a medallion or Vlad's, I think this would be a really good time to take Roshan. 4 heroes dead, and then with that Roshan, then you can take every objective on the map in the next 5 minutes. Since you're dead, and since we don't have anything to help us do Roshan, I guess we just take this top tower. I guess that's not the worst either. But by the time the push gets there, I mean, people are kind of up, and then they're going to TP up here, I feel like. Uh-oh. Lifestealer staying around too long. Oopsie. Alright, that's not your fault. You got kind of greedy farming there. Lost bomb tower. I saw a recipe on the floor. Whose was that? Let's find out. Ooh, someone had too many items on their stash or courier. Alright, back to that mindset. We are strong. I want to push, try to speed up the tempo. I need to be where I want things to happen. So if you are here, I mean, what does a solo Oracle do? You are a backline support that supports other heroes. It's very scary to ever be on your own, especially when this tower is down, especially when you don't have great vision of where the enemy heroes are, which right now, I don't think you see anyone. I think this is a bug. I don't think you're supposed to see that guy. So I don't mind you pushing the lane out a little bit, but now coming for this mid one, I would not do this. Like, showing like this, especially when you know, like, Lifestealer just got killed by the Blink Pudge. And even if he didn't have Blink, I think this is still very scary. Because if, let's say you don't see Pudge yet. You think you're just against Chikiro, Pudge is hiding here. He has no Blink. You get stunned by the Chikiro, he walks up and slows you, and then you suddenly see Pudge run at you. I mean, what are your options? You have to run home, but look how far it is, which means there's a good chance Pudge catches up to you, then hooks you, and then kills you. So I think this is kind of like a death that it wasn't really necessary, and now your team probably is still going to push this tower, but they'd feel more confident pushing this tower if you were up here backing them, and it was 4 heroes up here against 4 heroes that they could possibly have. And so you have 1 hero down there, kind of a preemptive silence. Bloodseeker TP's in now. Now the push is kind of dead here. So actually, it looks like we're not going to get this tower. Rest in peace, Courier with the Radiance. That's too bad. The enemy team denies this tower. So we're seeing a lot of little mistakes so far that kind of ruin the push. The desire to use this 8k advantage and take buildings. And in fact, we're now losing a building too. We probably shouldn't be. Okay. Troll came back. He TP'd. He was here, and now he's down there. This could be a good time to take a really strong fight here when Lifestealer is up. So we could stall this for a few seconds, and then as this guy gets close to respawning, we try to pick a fight. And if we can win a clean 5v4 fight, we could do Roshan. Unfortunately, Silencer like preemptively ulted earlier, but still, 5 versus 4 is just generally good, even if you don't have your big ults. And Troll is not here. Let's see what you guys do. Night Stalker TP's in. This is a little too aggressive, I think. I think this is actually going to scare them away before the Lifestealer's up. And in fact, I hope he doesn't feed here. Okay, I think you're keeping him. Actually, he's going to... Oh, it's kind of close, actually. I thought he was going to die. Not quite as clean as we wanted, but we could still attempt Roshan if we had something to help us out. Except he doesn't have... He went this build that doesn't actually help him do Roshan that fast. And Night Stalker would be the hero to buy something like Vlad's or Medallion. I suppose you could if you really needed to, but... Wish Night Stalker was still alive. I would have wanted Night Stalker to wait a little longer before TPing. Or maybe TP to this tier 3, run up, and then Lifestealer TPs to the tier 2. And he'll only have a 3-second teleport instead of the extended one, because Night Stalker TPs first. Alright, someone getting picked off on their own again, which means it's harder to do anything. Wasn't Pudge just bottom killing that silencer? Oh no, that was just kidding. Saw Pudge getting the bounty runes. You look at your positioning right now. Isn't this kind of scary? What if you got killed next? What if Pudge actually sees you and then he just goes and blinks and kills you? Don't risk your life while you're waiting for silencer. If you're feeling strong enough to do something, you just need everyone alive. So you don't want to play aggressively and risk that unless you're like very clear where they are. But like you and Night Stalker, what you're doing is scaring me a bit. I mean, here we go. We're looking for this kill, but a lot of the enemy team showed up, and unfortunately we're gonna get it. He's gonna miss his hook. Night Stalker off on his own. Looks like he's okay. All right, this is actually kind of working out. Same idea. If we can take a clean enough fight, we could go and do Roshan, which would open up the other objectives for us. Who cares about that Pudge? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Stop right now. Everyone leave. Go do Roshan. Everyone is up. You will heal this Night Stalker up. Everyone does Roshan right now. This dive, even if you get the kill and you all get out, is a waste of time. This Pudge kill does not open up anything that you cannot do already. You want to take this tier 2 mid? You can take it. You want to take this tier 2 top, tier 2 bottom, outpost? You can do that. Pudge cannot stop any of that. You want to do Roshan? Pudge cannot stop that. This Pudge kill is meaningless. No one died, at least. Looks like you guys are going to take this tier 2. So it is at least an objective. Better than nothing. Kind of up. Can we do this? Lifestealer's sitting in someone. We need to hit the tower. Just fighting under the tier 3 while the tier 2's up. I guess so. I know this. I know it's not in your control. Actually, you are partied with someone. Who are you partied with? The Quap. Okay. It's not fully in your control, even if you are in a party. But you do need to, you know, you can be the voice of reason. Like, we do not need to dive. Let's get out. We can go get Roshan right now, and then we'll take all the objectives. You know, if you say it ahead of time, it starts to build this plan in people's minds so that they won't dive the tier 3 when the tier 2 is still up. You know, it kind of worked out. You guys didn't really pay a price for it, but can't you very easily see a world where this doesn't work out and suddenly you guys feed here and it's like, so what was our plan there? You know, even if we win that fight, we're what are we doing? You know, so setting this plan ahead of time and saying, hey guys, if we get a good fight, we should just do Roshan. Everyone goes, oh yeah, good idea. You get that good fight, and then everyone goes, wait, we said something about this, right? Oh yeah, Roshan, we're gonna go do Roshan now. And instead of like scattering and farming and stuff, everyone's a little bit more on the same page. Oh, look at this. He chooses to buy back and TP to his tier 2 tower, which is still alive. Huh. Oh, look at that. We only have one escape route because the tier 2 tower is still alive. Wild. These kind of plays are just asking for trouble. When do they work? When the enemy has used a key buyback on like a troll and you just need to kill the troll. something like that, then it's a little more reasonable to dive the tier 3 for that kind of fight. But in this case, no one had used buybacks. No one had done anything. You pinged to Roshan there? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. I thought it was a good idea before. It's a good idea now, too. 3 are dead. I think this is a fine time. Specifically, Pudge has no buyback. And Troll is dead for a sizable amount of time. He needs everyone there, though. It would be slow. It needs Night Stalker and Lifestealer, kind of. And you make it safer by disarming Roshan and healing people. At this point, it's a little risky if Troll is up. You don't know if Ogre has buyback. I don't think he bought back earlier and we missed it. But you know, what if the 3 of them contest you a little bit and then Ogre buys back? Jakiro and Bloodseeker are pretty decent at stalling out Roche because they have pretty safe spells to use. I don't hate the attempt to do this, though. I don't mind your positioning either. I'm conflicted because I want someone to break smoke. So it like should be a support, but both you and Silencer want to be in the back to save people. But I guess it can be you. Silencer can ult and save you in a way. And maybe it should be Silencer that does it though. Silencer has buyback. I think in a more organized team, Silencer has buyback. I would put him here, you further back. There's a chance you can save Silencer when they go on him. But worst case, if they kill him, he can buy back, ult, and then come back in. But even if you had buyback, you can't use any of your abilities globally, which means you do have to teleport and then walk in. But Silencer's most important ability, his global silence, can be used anywhere. It is a classic solo play, a pro player, to feed on a position 5 and then buy back for the Roche fight. It's not feeding. He's like baiting out the enemy spells on him, baits them into like thinking they're strong, buys back, and then comes back in. Silencer is a 4 here, I know, but kind of fits that same idea. They think, oh, we got the Silencer, haha, commit to a fight. Then he buy back silence, and they're like, ugh. Oh no! All right, we have Aegis. You have 2 choices. You can try to break high ground. You have 2 tier 2s down, which means if you win a good fight, you can take 1 building, followed by the second set. If there are still multiple tier 2s up, at least 2 or more, then I do recommend, well, if there's all up, you have to take 1. But if there are 2 up, depending on the game, I do kind of like trying to get at least 1 more tier 2 up so that when you win a big fight, you get 2 sets of racks. Instead of winning a big fight, you get 1 set of racks, and it's like, well, we can't really end the game here. I guess we'll go get another tier 2, but then we have to take this high ground fight again, which is scary. It is nice when, okay, we've won 1 big fight here. Let's just take everything, because every high ground fight you have to take is tough. It's a chance to throw, even though it looks like Pudge has given up emotionally. Looks like this game goes on 10 minutes longer. I'm going to assume you guys screw up this high ground push then. Let's see. All right, 2 dead. That looks good. Our mid wave is here. Okay. Seems fine so far. Alright, look at this positioning. Why is he up here? Quaps is like okay because you're in the game. But I kind of think just Lifestealer and maybe Night Stalker should be hitting this. Why are we diving that for? I guess for the kill. I guess it's okay, but I also like, it also makes me nervous. All right, 1 Rax. You guys' positioning, pretty bad right now. As your team transitions to this, you have to make 2 choices. You have to make 1 of 2 movements. If you think it's safe to do so, you can walk this way through the tower, especially if you have teammates tanking it. Walk through the tower and then reposition over here. Or you take the longer roundabout way, but you won't walk under tower. Go this way. End result, you need to be over here. Why? This is safe. This is not safe. There's no, you know, what is protecting you here? Nothing's protecting you here. This is the enemy base. Your team protects you. You need to be over here because the enemy can TP like all around this area, right? Or they like walk here and blink on you guys and they start a fight here. And then these guys have to like run over and help you, but that shouldn't be how it is. You want the enemy team to only have the option to jump on your cores and then, hey, these two supports that save people from the back lines with the silence or, you know, ult. I guess he doesn't have a silence anymore. He has some other spells and force staff. Like, the back line needs to be in the back. So, there we go. Walking around now. Maybe I was a little too fast on that critique. But, go a little sooner. Makes me nervous when you guys are there. This guy disconnects. How does this go for 10 minutes? Okay. Rax. Alright. I see. Well, that TP is definitely not necessary. Who cares about that tier 2? I feel like you guys could probably just end the game there. See, that's like DC'd, raged. Oh, that's a bit of a feed, I suppose. But that is like what Troll does. I mean, I think you guys should just be... The game is over at this point, and I think you guys are just... You guys are just too lax because, oh, this Pudge raged out. I don't even know if we need to watch the rest of this. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Guys. End the game. I don't think there's anything I need to say on this. This should be very straightforward. You just take the buildings and end. It looks like you guys decide to fountain dive. Where's he going? Unless he's buying a Desolator to come take these faster. That's the Fortify. Who cares about these buildings? What are you guys doing? Are you guys farming challenges or something? If Lifestealer just hits building, the game's over already. And they defend this. They defend this. Yeah, you guys are just getting distracted going for kills. I'm actually not going to watch the rest. I know you guys end... All that was like you guys just feeding. Could you have lost? If this Pudge was still playing, could you lose here? Troll is a hero who can win these kind of games. They don't have the best lineup for it, but Troll is a hero who, if you guys goof off, throw too many fights, Troll can walk down and take every building and end the game. So you do need to be a little careful on that regard. But looks like the game was won sooner. Now, if you want to like push your lead even faster, summary time. Although this is quite short, we're doing pretty good. We didn't even cut anything. There's a whole game mostly. If you want to end the game sooner, you need to position yourself in a way that lets you do things that will end the game sooner. Things that will help you end the game sooner. Taking objectives. Killing enemy heroes that could potentially scale and prevent you from winning the game later. Kind of those two, really. In a way, you also have to secure farm for certain heroes, but you have a Lifestealer, and your lane went fine, so Lifestealer's farm is secured. You go, like, if you are still with Lifestealer, your Lifestealer farms from, like, I'm decently farming on my own to I am farming fairly well with an Oracle here. That difference is very little, and so it is then more impactful for you to go get a tower for your Lifestealer to open up the map, draw pressure away from him, get him a little gold from that tower, and push the tempo of the game along, than it is to just sit behind the Lifestealer. Or to sit behind the Queen of Pain in this case. You were like in that jungle triangle area, like watching some people farm, saving the Queen of Pain, and you were there for like several minutes. But you have this strong Night Stalker, Silencer combo in the off lane. Troll is a hero we should be a little scared of in the late game. So like, let's go mess him up. Let's go down there, possibly get some kills. Oracle, Silencer, Night Stalker could do that. Get the kills, turn that into a tower. Maybe Queen of Pain rotates down, get the kill, get the tower. That is pushing the game. And that's really all I saw that I need to tell you to do. No one built to do Roshan, which I didn't hate any of Night Stalker's items either, though, so I can't really complain. It's just how this draft happened to go out. In other games, if you do have things that help you do Roshan, like Vlad's or Medallion, make sure to prioritize that. Roshan, actually, NA qualifiers is a great time to see this. Come check out my stream, guys. We're watching them. But you'll notice these pro teams take Roshan really quickly. Like 20 minutes, I'm talking about. Sometimes even a little sooner, sometimes a little later. But it happens pretty fast. It is high up on their priority list. In these lower brackets, it's often an afterthought. So think about Roshan, do it, and then take objectives, and it's a little easier to end the game that way. Don't let it be this like last thing. Like fight for every tier 2, then get Roshan. Like get Roshan if you have a chance, and then the tier 2s all become easier. That cements your lead, which makes it then easier to actually end the game. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this was helpful. We went a little faster, kind of sped through it, so instead of doing cuts like the Grimstroke one, we just kind of sped through more stuff. Let me know what you think of that. I am trying to reduce the length of these replays without, just cutting out all the content part. But let me know what you think of it. If you prefer this kind of sped up style, or you preferred those cuts, or you want some other third style, let me know. Thank you. Bye.